Hello, it's Jenny, and I hope that this recording shows up okay because I'm sitting in my car. I am staying at my mom's house. Oh my gosh, like my mom has this gorgeous, fancy custom home up at the top of a beautiful hill here, and I'm staying here while I figure out my life for a little bit, but I can't go in because there's so many people there. So to do this little video, I feel like I need to sit in my car in privacy so that they don't hear me. But I just wanted to make a little recording. I've had a super emotional day, and I felt like I had something to share that might help somebody. I've had some people emailing and leaving little comments on some of my videos about how much it helped them, and so I'm gonna make this little recording, and then after I get done, I'm going to sit here and cry until I'm done. And I have a lovely bag of organic, oh my gosh, the best Jersey milk. It comes in these big glass jars and it has this thick cream on top. And I'm not allergic to milk, so I'm going to go drink some milk, and actually I'm going to order over some organic muesli that I bought and binge eat on organic Jersey milk and muesli. Is that a thing? It's like a healthy girl thing. So, super emotional summer. I think I'm probably going to go back to Utah this week and try to fix my little family and fix my life. And I've learned something this week that, actually I've learned something this year that I just want to share, and that is that you can survive anything. And I never knew that you could, that anybody could. First of all, I don't usually do really religious videos, but I want to say that I totally believe in God, not just because I have like a warm fuzzy feeling when I read my scriptures. I actually don't, especially not the Old Testament. Things are just plain crazy. But for my friends and people who follow me, you'll know that in 2012 I had surgery to remove a big old tumor, and I had a near-death experience, and God talked to me and he showed me a bunch of stuff, and he asked me if I wanted to go back, and he saved my life. So I don't just believe in God. I heard his voice. I saw his face. And I wish I didn't believe, because it would make my life right now a lot easier. I would murder some people and not think twice about it. And I would drink a lot. I'd probably take some Prozac with my tequila. But I believe in God. And what I've learned as I've gone through this process of the tumor and my little daughter almost dying in the desert, and then moving across the country and having that not work out because we were poor planners, and when you've just survived a tumor you should not move to South Carolina, and then having to move to Utah to get medical care and physical assistance because I couldn't drive or anything. I've learned that you can hit rock bottom, and there are moments where I have literally the past month thought I just got blindsided by life. And I just wanted to quit. There's not a cell in my body that didn't want to quit. Which is why I was Googling how do I get 4 bottles of narcotics, a specific narcotic that's supposed to be able to kill an elephant, from Mexico or Canada. ASAP, and can they FedEx it to me? And there are those times in life, whatever it is, a marriage failing is the big one, losing a house, losing a business, losing a child, and sometimes it's just stress. I've had a couple of kids get bullied at school, and I've seen them kind of give up and feel like they wanted to quit. I had an uncle who had cancer, and I just saw that light go out in him, and he just wanted to give up and not fight. But he did. He fought. I've seen people just fight depression and anxiety, or career changes late in life, bad situations that just completely make you want to give up. And what I've learned is this: you cannot give up, because God does this funny thing. And what he does is you can sit there and pray, help me, help me, help me. And he doesn't help right off the bat. I've been looking for a Joel Osteen video or something on this, and I can't find it, so that's why I'm making my own. But God does not help you right in the beginning. He waits because he's testing us. And what I've learned in my life is that it's always after that trial of faith when you're hanging on by your fingernails and then you start to freak out. And I'm like, oh my God, there is no God. Like, nobody's coming. The cavalry's not coming in. I'm going to quit. I have to quit. I'm not doing this anymore. So, like, when I was in the hospital, they actually came in and told me that I was dying. The chaplain sat on the side of my bed and said, you're going to die today, so we've called your kids and we've called your husband and you're not going to make it. And I'm like, oh my God, I've been saying my prayers. I've been doing everything. I don't deserve this. And I was hanging on my fingernails and it's like, oh my gosh, nobody's coming. Nobody's going to save me. And it was after I had given up and after I thought there was no hope that I had the near-death experience, and God was like, here's how you can survive. I'll send you back in your little broken body. You're not going to be healed, but here's how you can get out of this alive. And times throughout this year where my husband decided to have a job where he didn't live with us anymore. And when he left, I was still so sick. I could barely drive. The school year had started, and we live really far away from the schools, and it snows in Utah. Oh my gosh, I'm an Arizona girl, so that snow just made me bonkers. And I remember that first week of school, just going like, how am I gonna get my sick little body out of bed at 6:30 in the morning and drive kids all the way up the hill to school, all alone, without a husband, without anybody around me. And I kept praying and praying, change something, clear up until the day before school started. I wasn't even able to get out of bed until like 9 or 10 in the morning. I was holding on by my fingernails thinking something's going to shift. And that week that school started, I remember the first day of school, I woke up and my body didn't hurt. And I was dizzy. I did feel sick driving to school. But there was never a day that the kids were late or missed school because of me, and it was an absolute miracle. But it only happened. I actually thought we're going to be late to school every single day. But we weren't. But I didn't feel better the week before school or the month before school or a year before school started. I felt better the day that school started. Like, God, I kept praying and praying and praying, and God waits until the end so he can surprise you. And you see this in the scriptures all the time. Like Moses, God didn't tell him, so we're going to take everybody out of Israel, or out of Egypt, we're going to go to Israel, and you're going to get to the Red Sea, and right when you get there, there's going to be all this water, but don't worry because I have a plan. He didn't tell him anything. He just said, get to work. Do it. Trust me. Trust me. I've got this. And I can imagine, like, I've had these moments this year where I'm like, how is this ever going to work out? Like, I just want to give up. Like, I can imagine. And Moses gave God a lot of flack, too. He was always talking back. He's like, I am totally not going into Pharaoh. He ran away into the wilderness for, like, lived in the desert, got married, had kids. He's like, I'm totally not doing that, God. But then he repented and came back. But I can imagine that if I was Moses, I would get to the Red Sea and just quit. And there would be like a mass murder-suicide, like Jamestown stuff. I would just lay down and cry. God took him to the very edge of the sea. And it was then, after Moses had kept on walking right to the edge of the sea, waiting, like looking around, like, so now what? We did everything. I've been holding on by my fingernails. We got everybody out of there. Now what? And it was at the last minute that God parts the sea. And I have seen this throughout the year in my life, that it's when you feel like quitting that you can't, because it's like that's when the cool stuff is about to happen. Right when you feel like I'm so broken, I can't go on, there's no purpose, I'm going to lay in this hospital and die, or my marriage is over, or we're never going to find a job, or, I remember doing CPR on my little Brenna on the street in Arizona in 115 degrees. I was in this leopard print swimsuit, really sexy guest swimsuit, with my little fanny up in the air, pumping Brenna's chest, and she had no pulse, no nothing, and just waiting for the ambulance for 25 minutes. And I was praying and praying and praying. And as I prayed, God actually told me, don't worry, I got her. And so I'm waiting, okay, you got her. So now she's going to start breathing and she's going to start like throwing up or that stuff you see in the movies. And somebody else came along and was pumping her chest while I was freaking out and trying to get a hold of my husband and stuff. Waiting for the ambulance, screaming, where's the... They didn't send Life Flight, they sent a ground ambulance because they didn't know that she was gone. And I kept feeling, as I said my prayers, I've got her. I've got her. And don't worry, I was so worried. And we get in the ambulance, and what do? I call my mom and say, Mom, I have some really bad news. Brenna's dead. She's in the back of the ambulance. And then we get to the hospital, and they plug her in, and instead of the little thing going beep, 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 it goes and the doctor just says, we're so sorry. And so I walked out of the room and called everyone. Brenna's gone. Come back half an hour later and walking around the hospital with crazy hair and a yellow and black leopard print Guess swimsuit. And I come back in and my husband says, where are you? They're moving Brenna up to ICU, and she was alive. And she's still alive. She's a little bit funny because her brain got cooked, but she's alive, and I had felt that. I had felt from the very beginning that she'd be alive, but God didn't just make her breathe right off the bat. He made me wait for it. Oh, my light just went off. So, what I've learned is don't give up. Life gets hard. Sometimes it gets really, really scary. But there have been times I've just wanted to throw in the towel because I'm trying to get out of it. It's like, what can I do to change this? How can I make this marriage work? Make these teenagers not be crazy? How can I make my little autoimmune disease go away so that I can get out of bed every day instead of just 5 days a week? Because that would be fabulous. That's not how life works. You have to wait through the hard stuff and wait until the end. And when you're standing there at the edge of the sea and you think, this is crap and we're all going to drown, right then, right when you feel like you're going to give up, that's the sweet spot. Because that's when things shift. And all you have to do is have that faith in your heart and hold on. And that little spark, I feel this spark in myself, that it's me. It's like who I am. Like that spunky little freckly, that's my spark. And when I hold on to that and I keep that there and wait, that's when things happen. So don't give up. It's not worth it. You gotta wait through the pain so that the happiness can... happiness is slow too. Happiness is the wrong word. Sometimes miracles aren't happy. Sometimes they're just profound, and you can sit there sad and feeling broken and destroyed and appreciate the profoundness of life. So hold on, never give up. Watch for the magic. I'm sure that in this video my nose is like the whole time. Whatever. I'd like to see somebody live my life and not sniff the whole time. Thank you for watching. Hold on. Love you. Peace, love, and health all.